Hi, and welcome to HATV. I'm Scott Laird in for Paul and Ann. Today we're going to talk about athletics. You know, back in the 1950s and 60s, my dad was a hockey player. And even back then, they knew that before the game, you ate carbohydrates in the form of spaghetti for energy. And after the game, you ate steak to rebuild your muscles with protein. Now, today we've complicated things. There's whey protein, there's energy bars, energy drinks. You go to any large health food store and there'll be a whole wall of these type of things. Does science dictate that things need to be more complicated? Or are we muddying the waters? Should we go back to something a little more simple? We decided to speak to someone about this who knows a thing or two. His name is Brendan Brazier. He's an Ironman triathlete, he's an author, a speaker, and he's a big proponent of a plant-based diet. This guy knows a thing or two about athletics and diet.
My name is Brendan Brazier. I raced Ironman triathlons professionally for 7 years, and I wrote a book called Thrive, the Vegan Nutrition Guide to Optimal Performance in Sports and Life.
Like most athletes, Brendan wanted to be the best athlete he could be. Surprisingly, he found that training schedules were not that much different between average athletes and world champions. So what was the difference? The rate of recovery.
If I could shorten that time, I could schedule workouts closer together, which of course would mean that I could train more in a shorter amount of time and improve faster. And I found that around 80% of recovery could be attributed to good nutrition. So that's what got me into it.
By this time in his career, Brendan had tried just about every fad diet there was, and tried a plant-based diet simply because it was the next one on his list. But there was something different about this one. It worked.
Just really natural, simple foods, plant-based, completely vegan. And within a pretty short amount of time, my recovery was so much better than the people I trained with. And I was able to do more, and I improved faster. So it didn't really make me a better athlete, but it allowed me to work harder and make myself a better athlete. And I think I can safely say I owe my professional career to attention to detail in nutrition, and specifically a plant-based diet.
While other athletes were concentrating on when to eat this and when to eat that, how to combine foods and all kinds of complicated plans, Brendan just kept it simple.
I usually get up fairly early and get out on a run pretty soon. So I'll eat just some easily digestible carbohydrate, usually before I run, half a banana, a date, or half a Vega energy bar or some sort of good whole food bar. And then pretty much graze throughout the rest of the day.
Whoa, wait a minute. Grazing? Really? That's all it takes for an athlete to keep up his conditioning? Whatever happened to the good old days of heavy meals of spaghetti before the workout and steak afterwards?
I don't really eat meals anymore. I just eat when I'm hungry, and that's just a little bit throughout the day. And then a big salad every evening, lots of different types of lettuce, avocado, sprouted, all kinds of things, and usually some sort of seaweed. And really quite simple. I don't spend a lot of time preparing food, not as the way I used to. It's really much more about just eating apples and bananas and oranges and things like that, just keeping it as simple as possible.
Simplicity really is the key for Brendan. He says he used to be really particular about what he ate. He could match proteins, calculate micronutrients, and so on, but found it didn't really get him anywhere. So he just eats a good variety of plant-based foods, and the rest, in his words, sorts itself out.
It's simple. You don't have to think about it. It's just very easy. I don't want to have to count calories or count carbohydrate or anything like that. I want to keep it simple. The whole reason I got into this in the first place was for lifestyle, because I wanted to have more time. I wanted to sleep better. I wanted to have lots of energy. I want to feel good. I don't want to spend my time focusing on things that aren't that interesting to me. I just want to do everything else. Well, there you have it. A plant-based diet, even a simple one, is great for athletes. You know, people often ask us about child athletes. That may be fine for adults, but what about kids? We've investigated that too. In the March-April 2010 edition of Health News magazine, the one with Paul and Ann on the cover, we analyzed the diet of a 10-year-old gymnast who goes to train 20 hours a week. And we found that the Hallelujah diet is not only fine for her, it's more than enough, especially when you keep it simple. You can download this magazine at our website at hacres.com. Go to the library section and look for the archived magazines. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for joining us on HATV. For Paul and Ann Malkmus, I'm Scott Laird.